Listen very carefully, because this might be the most important coin video you watch all year. Right now, in pockets, jars, drawers, and old wallets across America, people are unknowingly spending coins that could be worth serious money. I'm talking about old Kennedy half-dollar coins that look completely normal, dirty, worn, maybe even forgotten. But hidden among them are rare coins that collectors are secretly hunting, coins that could be a silent fortune sitting in your pocket right now. Do not spend these coins. I'm serious. These old coins could be hidden wealth, quiet treasure, life-changing money that people accidentally lose every single day. And in this video, we're exposing the top 3 most valuable ultra-rare Kennedy half-dollar coins worth huge money. Each coin gets rarer, more shocking, and more valuable as we go. And the final coin has created real auction shock, where collectors fight aggressively to own it. So before you spend another $50, check your pocket now, because you might be holding a big money coin and not even know it. Stay with me until the end, because these coins change everything. Now let's talk about the first coin. And trust me, this one already has collectors whispering. Coin number 1. The moment you hear the year 1967 attached to a Kennedy half-dollar, serious collectors instantly slow down and pay attention. Because this coin comes from one of the most unusual and pressured moments in American coin history. In 1967, the United States was still feeling the shock of the mid-1960s coin shortage. Silver prices were rising, the economy was shifting, and the government was rushing to keep coins in circulation. People were hoarding coins made with silver because they knew something valuable was disappearing from everyday money. The mint was under pressure, production was intense, and the system was stressed. And when that kind of pressure happens in coin production, strange and rare survivors can appear. That's exactly where the 1967 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark begins its story. When you first see this coin, it doesn't scream fortune. It has that soft, gray shade, that calm antique look, the kind of coin someone might casually toss into a change jar without thinking twice. But collectors know better, because sometimes the most dangerous coin to ignore is the one that looks the most ordinary. Hold this coin in your hand and you immediately feel its presence. The Kennedy half-dollar has always been larger than most circulating coins, and that physical weight gives it a powerful feeling. Around 11.5 grams, roughly 30.6 millimeters in diameter, and about 2.15 millimeters thick, it feels solid, historic, and serious. When it slides across the table, it carries a quiet authority. This was not a small everyday coin. This was America honoring a fallen president. The design itself carries emotional power. On the front, you see the bold portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by the talented U.S. Mint engraver Gilroy Roberts. Kennedy's profile looks forward with strength and calm, a symbol of hope after tragedy. When this coin first appeared in the 1960s, Americans lined up at banks just to hold one. Flip the coin over, and the reverse design explodes with American symbolism. The powerful presidential seal, created by Frank Gasparo, shows the eagle gripping arrows and olive branches while a shield protects its chest. Stars surround the eagle like a crown of unity. It's bold, proud, and unmistakably American. But here's where things start getting interesting, because the 1967 half-dollar has no mint mark at all. During the coin shortage years, the United States Mint made a surprising decision. To discourage hoarding and keep coins circulating, mint marks were temporarily removed from coins. That means The usual little letters telling you where the coin was made simply vanished. To the average person, that might seem unimportant. But to collectors, that missing detail changes everything. Because when mint marks disappear, tracking production becomes harder, and identifying rare survivors becomes a serious challenge. Some coins from that chaotic production period show unusual surfaces, subtle strike variations, and rare preservation states that collectors obsess over. And when a coin from that era survives decades of circulation with its original character still intact, collectors notice. A 1967 Kennedy half-dollar in fine condition with that natural gray tone carries something collectors love: authenticity. Not polished, not cleaned, not tampered with. Just honest age. That slightly soft detail on Kennedy's hair, the gentle wear on the eagle's feathers, the calm gray surface that only decades can create. That's the look of a coin that lived through history. And here's a warning that every collector repeats like a rule of survival. Never clean this coin. Do not polish it. Do not scrub it. The moment a coin is cleaned, its original surface is destroyed forever. That natural toning, that antique gray color, that's the fingerprint of time. Once it's gone, the silent fortune inside the coin can vanish with it. This is why professional grading becomes so important. Serious collectors send coins like this to expert grading services to confirm authenticity and protect the coin's original state. Because when collectors know a rare coin is genuine and untouched, that's when the quiet bidding begins. And trust me, the bidding can get intense. When a beautiful survivor from 1967 appears at auction, something fascinating happens. At first, the room seems calm, quiet, almost boring. But then one collector raises a paddle. Another follows. Suddenly, the numbers start climbing. The energy changes. These collectors understand exactly what they're looking at. A surviving piece of a chaotic minting era, preserved with character and history. Some collectors buy these coins and never sell them again. They hold them quietly in private collections, waiting as demand grows and supply slowly disappears. That's why finding one in circulation today feels like discovering hidden treasure. Because this coin, in the right condition, has stunned the market with values reaching around $250,000, not pocket change. Not collector curiosity. We're talking about serious money. Silent fortune. Life-changing hidden wealth hiding in a coin people might accidentally spend at a gas station. So let me say this clearly. Do not spend this coin. If you ever find a 1967 Kennedy half-dollar with that natural gray tone and honest fine condition, stop immediately. Protect it. Do not clean it. Do not damage the surface. Let professionals examine it. Because what looks like an old 50-cent piece could actually be a quiet fortune sitting in your hand. And here's the crazy part. This coin is only number 1 on our list. Because the next Kennedy half-dollar we're about to reveal is even rarer, even more shocking, and collectors are absolutely fighting to get it. Stay with me, because the next coin changes everything. Next coin number 2. Now the story gets even stranger, because the next coin on this list shocks almost everyone the first time they hear about it. Most people think valuable coins only come from the 1940s, the 50s, maybe the 60s. But what if I told you a modern-looking coin from 2010 could actually hide a silent fortune that collectors desperately want? Yes, I'm talking about the Kennedy half-dollar from 2010 with the P mint mark. And before you brush that off as too new, listen closely, because this coin has created real collector excitement, quiet auction battles, and shocking discoveries that most people never see coming. Picture this moment. Someone opens a drawer, finds a random $half, maybe with a few strange green spots on the surface, maybe looking slightly dull or aged, and they think it's just another old coin. They spend it. They toss it in a jar. They forget about it. And that's exactly how hidden treasure disappears every single day. Because the truth is, some of these coins are worth serious money, and people are unknowingly letting them slip away. The year 2010 was a very unusual period for the $half. By this time, $half were barely circulating anymore. Most Americans almost never saw them in daily change. Banks didn't order them regularly, and the public rarely used them. But the United States Mint was still producing them in limited numbers, mainly for collectors. That change alone created a strange situation. Coins were being minted, but hardly entering circulation. And when coins are produced in smaller numbers and handled differently than normal circulation coins, rare survivors can emerge in unexpected ways. Now, let's talk about the moment you actually hold a 2010 with P. Kennedy $half in your hand. Immediately, you notice that classic presence the Kennedy $half is known for. It feels substantial, larger than most coins you normally see. The coin carries a weight of about 11.34 grams, a diameter of roughly 30.6 millimeters, and a thickness close to 2.15 millimeters. It fills your palm with that unmistakable heavy metallic feel that makes collectors pause for a second. It's not a tiny coin you forget about. It feels important. The front design remains one of the most recognizable portraits in American coinage history. The strong profile of President John F. Kennedy, originally sculpted by master engraver Gilroy Roberts, still dominates the obverse. His expression carries calm strength, and the design itself became an instant national symbol when it first appeared in the 1960s. Even decades later, that portrait still commands attention. Flip the coin over and the reverse explodes with detail. The powerful eagle of the presidential seal spreads its wings across the surface, gripping arrows and olive branches. The design by Frank Gasparro is bold and complex, filled with tiny stars and layered symbolism that collectors inspect carefully under magnification. But here's where things start getting truly interesting. Some 2010 with P $half appear with unusual greenish surface spots or soft toning patches that developed naturally over time. To a casual observer, those green spats might look like damage or dirt. Many people assume the coin is ruined, but experienced collectors know that unusual surface chemistry and storage conditions can create unique toning patterns that actually prove the coin has never been cleaned or altered. That originality matters more than people realize. A coin with its natural surfaces intact carries the story of its life. The color, the tone, the way light moves across the metal, those are clues collectors look for. When a coin has been cleaned or polished, those clues disappear forever. And the moment someone tries to make it shiny, the collector value can collapse instantly. So let this warning be crystal clear. Do not clean this coin. Do not polish it. Do not scrub those green spots off. What looks like an imperfection might actually be part of the coin's natural aging process, and removing it can destroy the hidden wealth inside. Now let's talk about the mint mark, because that tiny letter is one of the details collectors obsess over. On this coin, you'll find a small P mint mark, meaning it was struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint. For collectors, that tiny letter confirms the coin's birthplace. And when certain years from specific mints appear in unusual condition or preservation states, the rarity suddenly becomes very real. And remember, by 2010, half dollars were no longer widely circulating. That means far fewer people handled them, far fewer were spent casually, and certain examples ended up preserved in unexpected ways. Coins that survived untouched, with their natural surfaces and character still intact, became incredibly desirable to collectors. Now imagine one appearing quietly in a serious coin auction. At first, the room is calm. Bidders watch carefully. Someone recognizes the coin's quality and raises a paddle. Another collector joins in. Suddenly, the bidding begins to climb. Not loudly, but steadily. These are experienced collectors who know exactly what they're seeing. A rare modern survivor with unusual surface character and strong preservation. And when collectors start competing for a coin like that, the numbers can climb into territory most people would never expect from a modern half dollar. In fact, examples of this rare 2010 with P. Kennedy half dollar, with the right preservation and surface character, have shocked the market, with values reaching around $170,000. That's not spare change. That's serious money, quiet wealth, a hidden fortune disguised as a coin many people think is ordinary. So if you ever come across a 2010 Kennedy half dollar with a P mint mark, especially one showing those unusual green surface tones and honest, very fine condition, stop immediately and look closer. Do not spend this coin. Protect it. Handle it carefully by the edges. And most importantly, let professional graders examine it to confirm authenticity and preservation. Because this is exactly how hidden treasure survives, quietly waiting for the right person to recognize it. And believe it or not, the coin we're about to reveal next is even more shocking than this one. Collectors whisper about it. Auctions explode when it appears. And the detail that makes it rare is so small, most people miss it completely. Stay with me, because the final Kennedy half dollar on this list might be the most dangerous coin to ignore. Next, coin number 3. Now we've reached the coin that makes collectors lean forward in their chairs. The coin that turns quiet rooms into tense auction battles. The coin that most people would never imagine could hide a fortune. And here's the scary part. People are still accidentally spending it. I'm talking about the Kennedy half dollar from 1977 with no mint mark. On the surface, it looks like a normal half dollar. Maybe a little silver shine left on the metal, maybe a few dark black spots scattered across the surface, the kind of coin someone might toss into a change jar without a second thought. But collectors know something most people don't. Some of these coins carry a hidden story, and that story can turn 50 cents into a silent fortune. Let's rewind to the year 1977. America was moving through a period of economic tension and adjustment. The country was still feeling the pressure left behind by the oil crisis earlier in the decade. Inflation was rising, and the value of money felt uncertain to many Americans. During times like that, coin production often becomes rushed and uneven as mints work to keep up with circulation demand. And when production pressure meets massive coin output, strange survivors begin to appear decades later. That's where the 1977 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark begins to stand out. Most people never notice mint marks at all, but collectors absolutely do. That tiny detail can completely change how a coin is understood. The missing mint mark on this coin immediately triggers curiosity, because the majority of half dollars from the late 1970s came from different mint facilities with their identifying letters. When a coin appears without that detail, collectors slow down, grab magnification, and start examining every surface. And when they do, they sometimes discover something extraordinary. Pick up a 1,977 Kennedy half-dollar, and the first thing you notice is the physical presence. Like all half-dollars, it's larger and heavier than the coins people usually carry today. The coin weighs about 11.34 grams, measures around 30.6 millimeters across, and has a thickness of roughly 2.15 millimeters. When it lands in your palm, it has that deep metallic presence that immediately feels different from modern pocket change. The metal composition also plays a role in the coin's appearance. By 1977, the half-dollar was produced using a copper-nickel-clad structure layered over a copper core. Over decades of circulation, that metal combination can produce fascinating surface effects. Sometimes the coin keeps a soft silver shine in protected areas, while other sections develop darker oxidation spots or deep black patches. Those black spats you sometimes see on older coins are not always damage. In many cases, they're natural surface reactions that prove the coin has aged naturally. Collectors actually look for that originality, a coin that still shows its honest wear, its authentic shine in certain angles, and its dark antique spots tells a story. It proves the coin hasn't been polished or artificially altered. And in the collector world, originality is everything. Once someone cleans a coin, the delicate surface chemistry that took decades to form disappears instantly. So let me say this very clearly. Never clean this coin. Do not polish it. Do not scrub those black spots away. What looks dirty to the untrained eye might actually be the very thing that proves the coin's authenticity. Cleaning destroys that history, and once the surface is gone, the collector value can collapse. Now look closely at the design itself. On the front, the familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy still commands the entire face of the coin. The original design, created by master engraver Gilroy Roberts, carries powerful detail in Kennedy's hair, jawline, and profile. Even in very good circulated condition, the strength of that portrait remains unmistakable. Turn the coin over, and the reverse reveals one of the most detailed designs ever placed on a circulating American coin. The bold eagle of the presidential seal spreads across the surface, clutching arrows and olive branches surrounded by a burst of stars. This iconic reverse was created by Frank Gasparo, and collectors often study the tiny feather details, the shield lines, and the star arrangement to evaluate the strike quality. And here's where things start getting intense. When a 1,977 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark appears with strong remaining shine, natural black toning spots, and honest, very good condition, collectors start asking questions. How did it survive like this? Where was it stored? Why does it show such unusual surface character? These questions lead to serious collector attention. Because rare survivors from heavily produced years sometimes reveal subtle variations, preservation quirks, or minting anomalies that make them stand apart from millions of ordinary examples. And when one of those coins reaches a serious auction, the atmosphere changes. At first, the room is quiet. Collectors observe carefully. Someone recognizes the coin's unusual preservation and raises a bid. Another collector counters immediately. The price climbs slowly, then faster. Experienced buyers know they're competing for something unusual, a coin most people would overlook, yet one that represents a rare survivor from a chaotic minting era. The final hammer price can shock anyone who thought a half-dollar was just pocket change. Because in the right preservation state, examples of this rare 1,977 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark have stunned collectors with market values reaching around $260,500. That's not just collector curiosity. That's serious money, hidden wealth, a silent fortune hiding inside a coin someone might accidentally spend at a grocery store. So if you ever see a 1,977 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark, a bit of silver shine still surviving on the surface, and those mysterious black toning spots, stop immediately. Do not spend this coin. Hold it carefully by the edges. Protect the surface. Never attempt to clean it. And consider having it professionally graded so experts can confirm its authenticity and preservation. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and a life-changing discovery often comes down to patience and careful inspection. The people who slow down, examine their coins, and respect their originality, those are the ones who sometimes discover hidden treasure. And that brings us to the biggest truth about these coins. Every day, people spend them without looking. They drop them into tip jars, vending machines, and cash drawers. Quiet fortunes disappear into circulation simply because nobody stopped to check. So tonight, open that drawer. Look inside your change jar. Check those old half dollars sitting in a box somewhere. Because the next hidden treasure coin might already be in your house, waiting to be discovered. And if you want to keep uncovering rare US coins, silent fortunes, and hidden wealth that collectors secretly hunt, make sure you stay connected with EagleCoins. More shocking coins are coming, more hidden treasures are waiting, and the next coin we reveal might be the one that changes everything for you.